We teach and preach here that the wealth of the ungodly is laid up for us as Christians. Too many people don't take hold of that. And so we began to believe for some property or a building or, just whatever we could build on and start having our own church.
This building, the people that had it before us, they were good, amazing church, and they were precious people, but they were offered $1 million for it, so they built a new facility.
I have been attending Marty's Bible studies. They were in a little rented building, and I knew that in their heart of hearts, they really would like to have their own building. Well, it had to be the Lord, because, the minute I got this property, it was like, call Pastor Marty and Pastor Jan.
I was on the phone, and she looked at me, and she said, "We're not interested."
I said, "Well, okay, fine, dandy. I just want to let you know before anybody else."
Cedar, I said, "Marty said we're not interested." She said, "Well, you really need to look at it."
He said, "I want to see that building." I said, "Well, you want to go right now? I can meet you over there."
In a matter of 2 hours' time, we had signed the offer on this property.
We met her,
Yeah.
walked in, looked at it, and
Knew it was
made
the right
the
one.
offer.
They wanted us to bring them a full price offer. They had to establish a value, and whenever we wrote an offer, they wanted it to be full price. It was a written offer with an earnest deposit, and they had to say, yes, we'll accept it, or no, we won't. Well, I assumed, since it was full price, that we'd get an answer the next day. It didn't happen that way. We sent it in, and we waited, and we waited, and we waited. I get a call, and she says, "I have bad news. We have put all those properties on the market, but we don't have a release to sell them." So she said, "We're going to have to take them all off the market." And Jan and Marty, they were so disappointed.
Every Sunday for almost 3 years, we've had the picture of this building in front of us, and we confessed properties and buildings. So then we even put a big jug up in front, and the kids brought their money, and the people would put their money in so that we could keep the vision before us.
I go out there to Bible study one day. There on the big screen is a picture of this building. And I said, oh my, I was just like sick of my stomach. I thought, oh, this isn't gonna work. Because in the natural, I couldn't see how it would work. Could not see. So anyway, Marty said, "See that building? That's gonna be our building. Miss Cedar, I want you to know that." I said, "Well, Marty, I'll believe with you, but I don't know how that'll ever work, but I'll believe with you."
And when I began to say what the Word says, I began to see the Word produce what God says it will, that He watches over His Word to perform it.
I just said, "Lord, if that building is for them, make a way. Just make a way." 28 months later, it was back on the market. Well, by this time, I had actually retired, and I couldn't really do it, so my husband is still working full-time at the company, and so he was the actual person, had his name on all the documents.
And we literally made an offer of $160,000.
So they made the offer, and we sent it in. We didn't hear. And I said, oh my gosh, we're going to go through the same thing over and over and over,
And they took it.
31 months. That's the longest I ever dealt with one transaction.
Pastor George said he'd like to do that dedication service. I said, well, I think that can be arranged.
Yes.
So we were so thrilled that they would even come and do that.
If you don't quit, there's a way to touch the heart of God is just keep doing it and doing it and doing it. There's the secret to this whole thing.